And welcome to Housing TV News at the top of the hour, coming to you from our studios in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Fortune Omowiyi. In our top stories, reps urge President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to prioritize security, economy over 2027 policy. Expert calls for National School Safety Code to curb kidnapping. Edo demolishes building linked to suspected ritual activities in Uromi. And on the foreign scene, Macclesfield by-election seen as key test for UK Prime Minister Starmer. Now the news in detail. The minority caucus in the House of Representatives has urged President Bola Tinubu to suspend activities linked to the 2027 elections and focus on addressing the country's worsening security and economic challenges. Minority leader Fred Agbedi said Nigerians are more concerned about insecurity, kidnappings, and hardship than political campaigns. The lawmakers called on the president to announce a 6-month national security and economic recovery plan, arguing that governance should take precedence over re-election politics. Agbedi stressed that protecting lives and improving citizens' welfare remains the government's primary responsibility. The caucus cited the death of retired Major General Rabi Abubakar in captivity and the continued adoption of school children and teachers in Oyo State as a sign of a deteriorating security situation. They urged the government to take decisive action to rescue victims and restore public confidence. Meanwhile, retired Assistant Inspector General of Police Ade Ajakiaye renewed calls for state police, saying Nigeria's centralized policing system is outstretched. The federal government has banned the use of personal email accounts for official communications in the civil service, directing public servants to use the government-backed GovMail platform for all official transactions. Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Didi Walson-Jack, announced the directive in Abuja during a digital transformation summit commemorating the 20th anniversary of Galaxy Backbone. She disclosed that more than 115,000 GovMail accounts have been activated across the federal civil service. According to her, government business can no longer rely on personal email services and informal communication channels. She stressed that official records must remain within government systems to preserve institutional memory and ensure accountability. Walson-Jack also revealed that all 38 federal ministries and extra-ministerial departments had fully digitalized their work processes by the end of 2025. She described the achievement as a major step towards improving efficiency, transparency, and service delivery in the public sector. She commended Galaxy Backbone for providing critical digital infrastructure, including GovMail and the iGovernment Cloud platform. Meanwhile, the company's managing director, Prof. Ibrahim Adeyanju, urged the government to deepen digital transformation efforts, noting that data has become one of the world's most vulnerable economic resources. The federal government has directed all ministers, departments, and agencies to immediately stop deducting the 1% stamp duty charge from payments made to contractors, suppliers, vendors, and service providers. The directive was issued through a circular signed by the Accountant General of the Federation, Dr. Shamsuddin Ogunjimi, who said the move is aimed at ensuring compliance with the provisions of the Nigerian Tax Act 2025 and preventing the wrongful application of statutory deductions. According to the circular, stamp duty under the new tax regime applies only to specific instruments and transactions listed in the law rather than direct payment transactions. As a result, MDAs have been instructed to discontinue the deduction from routine payments. The government, however, clarified the stamp duty is deducted before the commencement of the Nigeria Tax Act on January 1, 2026, remain valid under the savings provisions of the law. It also noted that contracts awarded before the date will continue to be governed by the previous provisions. A school safety expert, Dr. Bisi Aki Alabi, has urged the federal government to introduce a unified and legally enforceable national school safety policy to tackle the reoccurring adoption of students across the country. Speaking during a Renewed Hope virtual town hall conference on school security, Alabi described Nigeria's current approach as legally reactive, noting that authorities often respond only after attacks have occurred. She stressed the need for preventive measures that can protect schools before security breaches happen. The experts proposed minimum security standards for schools, including reinforced perimeter fences, fortified gates, and solar-powered emergency alarm systems. She also advocated the expansion for solar energy and rural electrification projects to ensure security infrastructure remains operational in remote communities. Alabi further called for dedicated funding and a strong legal framework to guarantee compliance with school safety measures. According to her, policies without enforcement mechanisms and sustainable financing will do little to protect students and staff from security threats. She also recommended stronger collaboration among schools, parents, community leaders, and security agencies through technology-driven early warning systems. According to her, a unified national school safety code would create safer learning environments by improving preparedness, reducing response time, and making school less vulnerable to attacks. The Delta State Police Command has arrested 32 suspected cultists and recovered weapons, ammunition, communication gadgets, and suspected hard drugs during separate intelligence-led operations across the state. Police spokesperson Bright Edafi said operatives of the Violent Crimes Response Unit raided the suspected cult initiation camp in Agbaru on June 16th, following intelligence reports linking members of the Eye confraternity to recent cult-related killings and planned attacks. During the operation, officers reportedly came under gunfire and responded, leading to the arrest of 25 suspects, while 2 sustained injuries and several others escaped. Recovered from the scene were a pump-action gun and a locally made firearm. The injured suspects are receiving medical attention, while investigations continue to track down fleeing members of the group. In a separate operation carried out on June 14th, operatives of the Command Anti-Cult Unit raided the suspected criminal hideout in Azagba, Ogwashi, and arrested 7 suspected cult members. Items recovered during the raid included a double-barrel gun, live cartridges, substances suspected to be cannabis and tramadol, as well as a walkie-talkie allegedly used for criminal activities. Police said all suspects remain in custody as investigations continue. We take a pause here, and up next are news stories from the beat sector. You stay with us.
The future of Africa's housing sector will be shaped by bold ideas, strategic partnerships, and visionary leadership. At the AIHS CEOs Forum, leading voices across real estate, finance, construction, and government will converge to discuss solutions, unlock opportunities, and drive the next chapter of housing development in Africa. A platform for dialogue, a meeting point for influence, a forum where leaders shape the future. AIHS CEOs Forum, AIHS at 20 Legacy Edition, 13th to 18th July 2026, Transcorp Hilton, Abuja. Building partnerships, driving innovation, shaping Africa's housing future.
Many thanks for staying with us. You are still watching Housing TV News at the hour. And now to the youth sector. The Edo State government has demolished a residential building allegedly used for cult-related and rural activities in Uromi, Esan Northeast local government area, while sealing a neighboring property as part of its ongoing crackdown on criminal hideouts. The operation was carried out under the state security initiative, Operation Flush Out Kidnappers and Cultists, involving personnel of the Edo State Security Corps, the Nigeria Police Force, and other security agencies. Secretary of the Edo State Security Squad, John Izegagbe, said the action followed intelligence reports and community complaints. During a search of the property, security operatives discovered the decomposing body of a security guard, identified as Milda Danlade, believed to have been dead for about a month. According to Izegagbe, Residents have alerted authorities on June 2nd after noticing a strong odor coming from the building. He disclosed that the suspects linked to the property are currently at large and have been given 72 hours to report to the police for questioning. State officials said the demolition reflects Edo's zero-tolerance approach to crime and serves as a warning to property owners to properly monitor their assets. The government also urged residents to remain vigilant and report suspicious activities to security agencies. And now residents of Agbado, Abule Ijoko, Itoki, Okpeilu, and neighboring communities of Ifo local government area of Ogun State have raised concerns over the poor state of roads in the area, saying the situation has caused years of hardship and isolation. The affected stretch, which links Agbado Oja to Abule Ijoko, has become largely impassable, with deep potholes, flooded sections, and overgrown vegetation, making movements difficult for motorists and pedestrians. Residents say the road has been neglected for more than 15 years, despite repeated appeals for government intervention. Many residents noted that the rainy season has worsened conditions, leading to severe flooding and increased transportation challenges. Commuters now rely heavily on motorcycles and alternative inner routes to access their destinations, while vehicle owners and commercial riders face frequent breakdowns and rising maintenance costs. The deteriorating roads have also heightened security concerns, with residents reporting cases of robbery and attacks on commuters, particularly at night. According to community members, poor accessibility and reduced movement after dark have made the area vulnerable to criminal activities. Residents attributed the worsening condition of the roads to heavy-duty track used during the construction of the Latif Jankande train station in Agbado. They have appealed to the Ogun State government to rehabilitate the roads and clear blocked drainage channels to reduce flooding and improve safety in the communities. Rand Mentioned Bank has successfully concluded a major cross-border infrastructure financing deal to support the development of the Kano-Maradi railway project linking Nigeria to Niger Republic. The bank served as global coordinator and initial mandated lead arranger in securing $1.8 billion for the construction and commissioning of the 374-kilometer rail line. The funding package was arranged in partnership with development finance institutions and local currency finances on behalf of Nigeria's Ministry of Finance. Executive Director of Head of Investment Banking at RMB Nigeria, Chidi Uwuchukwu, described the project as a strategic investment that will strengthen regional trade, economic growth, and connectivity across West Africa. He noted that the transaction highlights RMB's expertise in managing complex cross-border infrastructure projects. Senior deal maker and head of infrastructure finance at RMB Nigeria, Eyina Anumudu, praised construction giant Moya NGO Africa for its role as a project engineering, procurement, and construction contractor, noting the long-standing partnership between both organizations on key infrastructure projects across the continent. The Kano-Maradi Railway is expected to enhance transportation, deepen regional integration, and boost commercial activities between Nigeria and Niger. RMB also collaborated with the African Finance Corporation and other stakeholders throughout the three-year process of structuring and executing the deal. According to the bank, the project aligns with Nigeria's long-term development goals, including efforts to reduce carbon emissions and promote sustainable economic growth. Moving on to the foreign scene, voters in the Northern English constituency of Macclesfield headed to the polls on Thursday in a closely watched by-election that could have major implications for British politics, and the future of Prime Minister Keir Starmer. The election was triggered by the resignation of Labour MP John Simon and has drawn national attention due to the candidacy of Greater Manchester Mayor Andy Bonham. A victory for Bonham would return him to Parliament and strengthen speculation that he could challenge Starmer for the leadership of the Labour Party. Bonham, a former Labour leadership contender, has campaigned on improving economic opportunities and living standards in the region. While downplaying leadership ambitions, he has increasingly outlined broader national policy ideas, prompting rivals to accuse him of using the by-election as a stepping stone to higher office. The contest comes amid growing pressure on Starmer, whose popularity has declined significantly in recent months, though the Prime Minister has insisted that he will fight any leadership challenge. Some Labour figures believe Burham could emerge as a consensus successor if the party seeks a rapid transition before the next general election scheduled for 2029. And we take another pause here, and up next are news stories from the business scene and sports sector.
I'm Debbie Erb. I'm the founder of DLE Advisors, LLC. I just finished a really interesting session talking with the audience here at the International Housing Show. I have attended the show before, and I have to say it's bigger. It's bigger and better than it was 4 years ago. An incredible array of opportunities, companies, and new innovations in the housing space. So it's very exciting to be here. Thank you, Festus Adebayo. He's my guy. It's so well attended, and there's so many people here that I know who are movers and shakers in the industry. So I definitely recommend attending if you possibly can.
I am Ada Fong, the former Deputy Director of Housing from the Hong Kong Housing Authority. I think it's a very interesting housing show and conference that brings together a lot of experts and talents and government officials in Africa to explore the subject of housing in Africa. It's a very worthwhile initiative that you do it once every year.
My name is Adeola Olushodo. I'm the Executive Director, Lagos State Development and Property Corporation. I'm here at the Abuja International Housing Show 2025, and this is a show that brings all the experts and all the major players in the real estate sector together. I must commend the efforts that goes into that, the consistency, and everybody looks forward to it, and of course it's well attended.
My name is Dr. Mark Mahaku Joshua. I am the Director General Taraba Geography Information Service. I got an invitation to attend, and I saw things like land reform. So my priority here is to interact with experts in the field, gain more knowledge on how things are done as far as land reform is concerned. The organizers of this event has done well. I at least expect the caliber of people I've seen here. Seeing the people that I've seen here, they have sent out a signal to me that it is not a child's play. We're here that really Nigeria mean business to organize such a show.
My name is Surveyor Abdulgani Ademadibumen, the Surveyor General of the Federation. I want to really say it's a good program. This is the 19th edition of it. I want to say a good thumb up to the organizers of the program and to Nigeria in general. Hosting such an event is not something that comes easy. It comes with a lot of innovation on its own, like the team says, and it comes with a lot of experienced organizers. So I want to say a big thank you for those people that come all the way from far and near to come and be part of this organization.
Hello, I'm Maya Abdelhamid, the CEO of the Social Housing and Mortgage Finance Fund in Egypt. This is my first visit to Nigeria and Abuja in specific. I've been invited to this housing show. This is my first visit to Nigeria. I've had a good chance to meet with all the Nigerian officials as well as the African ministers and delegations. I think the presentation helped a lot and giving insights to those attending. I also benefited from hearing other experiences from the experts from across the continent and the international experts as well.
My name is Ronaldo Ochoa, and this is the Ronaldo Ochoa Real Foundation for Housing and Urban Development. Shout out to AIHS. You guys are doing a great job. This is the 19th edition, and I think it's just going to keep getting better and better and better. Kudos to the team at AIHS.
Glad to know you're still with us. Airpeace has announced plans to strengthen its domestic and regional network with increased flight frequencies on major Nigerian routes and the introduction of new services to 4 African cities. According to the airline, the expansion scheduled to roll out between June and August 2026 is aimed at improving connectivity, meeting growing passenger demand, and supporting trade across West and Central Africa. The carrier said the move also aligns with its vision of positioning Lagos as a major aviation hub on the continent. Under its revised summer 2026 schedule, which takes effect on June 22nd, Airpeace will increase flights on several busy domestic routes. The airline will operate up to 7 daily flights between Lagos and Abuja for daily services on the Lagos-Owerri route, 3 daily flights between Lagos and Asaba, and additional frequencies on routes linking Lagos and Abuja within cities including Benin, Warri, Enugu, Owerri, and Asaba. The airline also announced the launch of new regional services in Central Africa as well as in West Africa. The international routes are expected to commence on August 1st, with flights operating several times weekly from Lagos. Airpeace said the expansion will provide travelers from Cameroon, Gabon, Mali, and Guinea with easier access to its extensive domestic network and international destinations, including London and the Caribbean. The airline added that the new routes will support the goals of the African Continental Free Trade Area and the Single African Air Transport Market by promoting seamless travel and trade across Africa. The Oil and Gas Trainers Association of Nigeria has called for increased investment in human capital development as a key strategy to raising oil production and reducing operational costs in the country's petroleum industry. Speaking ahead of the 2026 Human Capacity Development Conference and Trainers Fair scheduled for August in Warri, Octan President Chris Osaomese said Nigeria's oil and gas sector continues to face a shortage and skilled professionals needed to meet industry demands. He noted that many graduates require extensive retraining before becoming fully prepared for the workforce due to a gap between academic training and industry requirements. Osaomese stressed the need for stronger collaboration between universities, training institutions, and industry operators to ensure graduates acquire relevant technical skills and professional competencies. He added that the transfer of assets from international oil companies to indigenous operators have increased the urgency of developing local expertise. The Ogden president also identified insecurity, pipeline vandalism, and transportation challenges as major factors driving up production costs. According to him, improved security, better infrastructure, and a more competent workforce would help operators become more efficient and competitive. Chairman of the conference planning committee, Fumi Ogwe, said the 3-day event at the Petroleum Training Institute, FRU, will focus on building a globally competitive workforce for the industry. The conference will bring together regulators, operators, academics, and training providers to discuss workforce development, emerging technologies, and strategies for strengthening Nigeria's oil and gas sector. And moving over to sports news, Argentina captain Lionel Messi has equaled the FIFA World Cup all-time scoring record after netting a hat-trick in his side's 3-0 victory over Algeria. The 3 goals took Messi's World Cup tally to 16, matching the record previously held by German legend Miroslav Klose. While Messi's achievement dominated the headlines, controversy soon followed. The Argentine star escaped disciplinary action after a start-up challenge on Algeria defender Afsar Mandi during the first half. Although the referee awarded a free kick, no card was shown, a decision that sparked widespread debate among football fans. Many supporters took to social media arguing that the challenge deserved a red card and questioning why the match official chose not to punish the incident more severely. The decision allowed Messi to remain on the pitch and complete his hat-trick. Speaking after the match, Messi downplayed the significance of equaling the record, saying individual milestones matter less than the team's success. However, while his historic hat-trick secured another place in the football history, much of the post-match conversation remained focused on the continuous challenge that many believe could have changed the course of the game. And that's all we can take for now on the news at the top of the hour. But before we go, here is a recap of our top stories. Reps urged President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to prioritize security, economy over 2027 politics. Experts calls for a national school safety code to curb kidnappings. Edo demolishes building links to suspected ritual activities in Uromi. And on the foreign scene, Macclesfield by-election scene as key test for UK Prime Minister Starmer. For more news in the housing sector, do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Housing TV Africa. Follow our social media platforms and download the Housing TV mobile app and FreeTV app on your Google Play Store and your Apple Play Store to stay connected. Many thanks for watching. I am Fortune Omowuyi. Bye for now.
Visit Housing TV Africa on YouTube and click on the subscribe button. Subscribe to Housing TV Africa to stay updated on latest happenings in Nigeria's housing sector. Follow our social media pages, like and share our posts on Facebook, Housing TV Africa, on Twitter, Housing TV Africa, Instagram, Housing TV Africa. Join the conversation and keep up with latest housing updates.